Right, hi everyone. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the Naturia deck profile that Pac and Koty Angelov played for YCS Vegas. So this obviously profile's been up on the channel. So you might be thinking like, why am I doing this? Well, basically what I'm doing is it's sort of like a bit of a homework lesson on the deck. I'm going to like teach you what the deck does and its weaknesses, how you can beat it. So it's just like sort of like a one-stop shop tour to learn what the cards do and learn how to beat it. So quickly scan through the deck profile just in case you haven't seen it before, and I'm going to run through quickly what the cards do. So Naturia Camella, this is the tuner. This is the normal summon that you want, sort of special summon that you want as well. When it's normal special, you can send a Naturia card from your deck to the graveyard, and that's the first part of effect, like that's the initial bit that you want. Then the next part is if you would tribute summon like a Naturia monster to activate a card's effect, i.e. Sunflower, then you mill 2 instead. And then if your opponent normal summons or special summons a monster, you can special summon one Naturia monster from your grave. So it's got 3 effects, and you can only use each of them once per turn. So in normal summons, and you might be thinking, well, what does it dump? So I'm not gonna, these deck profiles, like I'm not, when I go through these cards, I'm not gonna do them in order of like monster, spell, traps. I'm just gonna sort of like go through them in the combo the way of what you would send. So Camellia would send the Sacred Tree. Then the Sacred Tree is, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add one Naturia card from your deck to your hand, except Naturia Sacred Tree. So basically you just can't add itself. It then has another effect where if it's like an actual trap card, like if it's on the field, like a continual trap, you can tribute 1 Earth insect monster, special 1 level 4 lower Earth, a plant monster from your deck, or you can do the sort of like the same but opposite. You contribute an Earth plant monster, special 1 Earth insect monster. So it basically tributes plant for insect and insect for plant, and Camellia is a plant and more cricket's an insect. So then the Naturia, so you summon the Camellia, you send your tree adds your blessing. Then your blessing can special summon a Naturia from your hand to graveyard, or it can be used as a quick synchro, or it can be used as a quick fusion. So you sort of like you need 2 cards for this. The mole cricket, during the main phase you can tribute it, special 1 Naturia monster from your deck, the Camellia. So mole cricket summons the Camellia summons the tree searches the blessing. But if your opponent has the highest attack, then you can summon 2. So you could summon Camellia and you could summon Sunflower. So we'll go through Sunflower once we finish cricket. So if it's got the highest attack, it summons 2. Now, if your opponent special summons a monster from the extra deck, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. See, now, I was very ignorant about this deck, didn't really care what it did, because I just knew that my tier element shufflers, like when I was playing with like tier element Shizu, obviously for Leon, my shufflers would deal with their shufflers, so I didn't have to worry about them, and they weren't really milling millers, they weren't really playing millers at that time, so I just had shufflers to deal with. They didn't mill any names as regards to like tier element names, stuff that needed to force my shufflers instantly. So all I was doing is I was just waiting for them to mill their shufflers, not using my tiers, shuffling their shufflers and then starting to play. But obviously now we have to read stuff because we can't play ignorant because we don't have shufflers dealing with every single problem in the graveyard. So basically when you summon from your extra deck, and this card's in the graveyard, this card can special summon itself from the graveyard, and then obviously you probably got a monster that's higher attack than them at the moment, so then you attribute it to get your Camellia and you get your Sunflower. So now I've talked about bringing out Sunflower a few times. You might wonder what Sunflower does. Sunflower is when your opponent activates a monster effect, you contribute 1 Naturia card and this card to negate the activation if you do destroy it, so it's a monster negate. But when you have Sunflower and Camellia, well, Camellia can replace the cost, which is the tribute this card and another Naturia card, to mill 2 instead. So you basically go, and Sunflower's not once per turn, because it's an old card. So you can negate a monster effect, mill 2, and then negate another monster effect and tribute them both, and then you've got 2 monster negates and destroys for the cost of 1 more cricket that was in your grave anyway, that you only brought out because someone summoned from the extra deck. So you've like, the advantage you can get is insane. So we've covered the Camellia, we've covered the Mole Cricket, we've covered the Sunflower, we've covered the Sacred Tree. The Shizu cards, unfortunately for everyone, you're going to know what these do. Kelbeck Mill 5, Agito Mill 5, Keldor Shuffle Back. Blessing, we've been through Blessing. Runic cards are very, very quick because I'm sure everyone knows what they do. Basically, they all have the same effect. You skip your battle phase when you use them. They special summon a Runic monster from the extra deck, or they have an effect. So Tip adds in the Runic card from the deck to the hand, and it banishes 1. Runic Fountain is a field spell. It's the only one that doesn't special summon from the extra deck, but when a Runic spell has resolved, you can use its effect to put 3 Runic spells to the bottom of your deck and then draw 3, or well, up to 3. This used to be called like Mist Rune as well in the OCG, if anyone was looking ahead at that time. Destruction is the target spell a trap and they banish 4. Flash and Fire is destroy a special summon monster and they banish 2, or Tip, they banish 1, by the way. Slumber is target 1 face-up monster field. Next time it will be destroyed by a battle or card effect. It's not. Also, it cannot attack the turn, so you can use it on your opponent's monsters so they can't attack, and you banish 3. Freezing Curses is an effect veiler / imperm / chalice, whatever you want to call it. It's basically a monster negate, and they banish 3. Everyone knows what Ash does, everyone knows what Eclipse does, everyone knows what Evenly does. Watching the video, just to give you a little bit of TLDR on the video, they were saying that the deck's so good going first that it doesn't matter, that you can afford to play some good second cards in the main because the going first is so good. And then decided 4 Bestials, probably for like random decks like Dark World, the Despia deck, because banishing the Albion with the Despia is pretty good. Double Bell, lots of applications of Bell. Dogwood for time, Dark World probably, D-Barrier for going first because the card's cracked. Beast barking to player on trapped is really nice. See Beast and barking played again. I really like the Naturia deck. It was probably like my first really good deck that I played at the well, it's really good is a bit of an exaggeration, but good deck I played at the time. Cold Dragon. This is the level 6 tuner. Draws a card when it's used as synchro material, when it leaves the field, something. Yeah, when it's in the field to the grave, it draws a card. Starts Charge Warrior. When it's synchro, it draws cards. Chenying gains 100 attack and defense for each banish card. If it would be destroyed, you can banish a card, and if a card's banished, you can banish 1 card from your opponent's field. Baron, level 10, on negate, pops a card, brings a card back. Scarlight, that was saying used it for time. Bagooska, everyone knows Bagooska does, negates in defense, untargetable in attack. Exciter Knight pops a field. Tagaris does everything. Skip your next draw phase, draw 2. Skip your main phase, special 1 monster from your grave. Skip your battle phase and doubly attack. Jerry, you might not know what Jerry does. If it's special summon, you can target 1 non-quick play spell. The only non-quick play spell that you play is Runic Fountain. You can add that back from your grave to your hand. When it's destroyed by battle, you can target 1 card in the field and destroy it. It's a level 4 non-tuner, which is important. Hujins, the level 2 fusion. Discard a card, add a Runic field spell from your deck to the grave. The only one you play is Fountain. And Donna basically destroys itself to destroy something else. So you've learned a lot about the archetype. Now let's look at it being played. So what you normally do with this deck is, I've played Runic before, so I know what's going on. But what you want to do is you want to use stuff like this in the draw phase, because draws in the format, whether you just want to get in the habit of doing this. So you can slumber into the Hujins effect, pitch in the Sacred Tree to add the Fountain, Sacred Tree to add the Camellia, and then you can normal the Camellia. Camellia can send the Mole Cricket because you don't need it right now and it's useful in your opponent's turn. Then you can activate the Fountain. You can then synchro these 2 into the Cold Dragon. Then you can use Slumber to special Jerry, found, draw 2. Synchro these two in a Baron. Cold Dragon, draw 1. Then you've just got like, you know, you can just set some. Then you basically got a draw 3 in their turn. Lots of disruption. The Baron pop, the Blessing, send, Blessing bring back into this, which can set up more stuff. And then you got the more cricket bring back when they've got a problem. So like that's just like a standard board of the deck. Let's have another go. So yeah, so a tip. Let's say Flash and Fire, no particular reason. Flash and Fire, this is all in the draw phase. Pitch the tree, add the fountain. The tree, you can add the Camellia. Then it's just the same thing, so main phase Camellia. Pitching a Mole Cricket. Link those two in a Cold Dragon. Activate, special, fountain, Baron, then you just got lots of follow up for the next turn as well. So yeah, it's basically what it does. It's, again, I just don't think it's that great. It's a strong normal. It has a strong play going first. It's not too good going second because it plays runic cards without Lava Golem. So yeah, not really too fond of it. And it's pretty fixed as well because the engine's so big. A couple of combos there. It's not impressive. You're just making a Baron and passing, but you do have a lot of interruption, a lot of follow up. You don't really get beat by Lava Golem on nib. So it's good. It's quite a good counter into the current meta at the moment, but I don't know. It's not for me. I don't think it's that good. Anyway, let me know if you enjoyed this video. Cheers for watching.